He's also spoke to me about he's starting to consider the Catholic Church and the Catholic faith. He showed me the proof. Right there, miraculous medal he's wearing, the medal of our Blessed Mother. So we're going to pray for this guy, and also we'd like to give him a special award.
What we just saw is a very big deal. This man has been exposed as a fraud, and I'm going to expose him as a fraud even further if you'll join me. Come along. I am not a fraud. You're not a fraud. I'm telling you right off of the bat that this top that you're complimenting me on, I didn't crochet it. My friend Sarah did. And now that you know that I'm an honest person, we can now deconstruct one of the most corrupt Mormons of all time. Tim Ballard just spoke at this event called Catholic Prayers for Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and he's wearing this miraculous medal necklace, aka a Catholic necklace of Mary, and then he nods if he's considering becoming a Catholic. And the thing you need to know about Tim, anyone who criticizes him, he says works for the child diddler perverts, and they are preventing him from rescuing kids when they criticize him. Well, the Mormon Church excommunicated him. That's a criticism. Like, does that mean his logic goes, Mormons now in cahoots with child traffickers? You love stopping sex crimes, don't you, Catholics? Okay, gets crazier. Tim Ballard was as deeply a believer in Mormonism as they come. He thought he was able to molest women and say God told him to do it. It doesn't come more Mormon than that. And yet, he was excommunicated from the church last year. So what's a con man to do? In the pursuit of accomplishing this gross and shady plan I laid out in my last video that Tim was kind enough to draw on a whiteboard. Now at this piece of the plan, Tim has 6 allegations of sexual misconduct from former female OUR operatives laid out in several lawsuits. LDS Church publicly disavowed him and any connection to him by scrubbing his books and articles from their stores and websites, and he was removed as CEO from OUR after this internal investigation gave credence to the women's claims. He's been publicly disavowed by friends and business partners who are Mormon, like Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes and conservative talk show host Glenn Beck. The former, not the latter. How Mormon are you when there's accusations of snorting cocaine off hookers? But live in a wild, fast time where friends and Mormon membership just come and go. What does it even mean? But people like Glenn Beck say that they've seen the evidence and that he believes the women. So Tim Ballard's vehicle to promote himself has exploded, and he's running out of the wreckage and hot wiring a Pope mobile, hoping that now it will take him where he wants to go. So to me, the Tim Ballard scandal up to this point has been another blow that Mormon prophet seers and revelators themselves don't have the spirit of discernment to suss out con men in their midst, obviously. But if Tim Ballard converts to Catholicism, I think it would be yet another blow to this whole very thing that's supposed to set Mormonism apart, this idea of a restoration. Joseph Smith praying, seeing God the Father, they're 2 separate beings, all the other churches are false. The church is now trying to stay afloat with the very thing that it started in resistance to. And then Tim Ballard being excommunicated from the Mormon Church, he has made millions for aligning with the fundamental teachings of Mormon doctrine, of all of that stuff about the Native Americans and America and the literal golden plates, talking that talk and walking that walk, is now aligning himself with Catholics just to stay afloat. Because literal beliefs in the Book of Mormon are mutually exclusive when it comes to literal beliefs in Catholicism. So if Tim Ballard makes this strategic play over to pander to Catholic audiences, I would keep an eye out to see if he tries to have his cake and eat it too by profiteering off of the historicity of the Book of Mormon to LDS supporters while playing up the Catholic speaking circuit. Because Tim's church denounced him. But you have to remember, he didn't denounce the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith calling all the other churches whores. When so much information exists that you're a fraud and you can no longer control people's perceptions of you, you rebrand. And because you don't have a backbone, you try to gaslight people about what you said you were all about. Will he take back everything he said about the literalness of the Book of Mormon if he goes to become a Catholic?
Call them pedophiles.